Hi folks, America 2.0, Mark here. Hi. This is coming from quarksandquasars.com. A halt in the quest for dark matter. Problems with the Large Hadron Collider. I've read another one. It says these guys are going to be delayed, moving things up another couple of weeks. Whether or not that's true, whether or not they can get through the fixes in a couple of days, I don't know. But this is what's being reported. And this is coming March 28th, so this was from today. View of the CMS detector in the surface hall at CECI, image via CERN. After 2-year hiatus for updates, whatever that means, the LHC has set to resume work this month. Many were looking forward to the restart when we would hopefully get some long-sought answers to the mysteries of dark matter, and maybe even clues to extra dimensions. With new updates, the LHC is twice as powerful, blah 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 blah. However, scientists encountered some problems. Unfortunately, it seems a little piece of metal that fell into the system, which created a short circuit in the LHC. They don't mention what region, if it's Atlas, if it's any of the others, but I have to go with the story as it says, folks. And how do you deal with such an event in a 17 mile round, 27 kilometer round ring of helium-cooled magnets? Well, it seems you just, melt the issue. In recent status update, the CERN engineers assert with a glitch is likely to do some scrap metal. I'm sorry folks, I'm reading this exactly as it is. The glitch is due to some scrap metal that made contact with a cable that connects a dipole magnet with a diode box. Yet the tests thus far have not been entirely helpful. In fact, they haven't been helpful at all. Really, X-ray scans of the wiring around the suspended fault have been inclusive. However, CERN is not totally in the dark. They report the measurements that were taken by the system experts were able to trace the fault to 10 centimeters, which is a pretty small area. This was accomplished by injecting current locally and using the standard cold mass instrumentation. From here, they have a few options. Enter what seems to be the easiest and proposed scenarios for melting. The operations team is now exploring 3 main options to fix the short: inject a cold pulse to current, to try to melt the offending object, try to dislodge the object by alternating the flow of helium in the region, partially warm up the sector and open the magnet interconnect, though the third option would allow direct access to the diode box and warm up intervention and, sorry folks, my internet's really screwed up, and subsequent cool down would take around 6 weeks. So their best option here, folks, is probably, I'm not going to read anymore since there's a little bit left. Their biggest thing, folks, is they have scrap metal from something, made its way in there, touched something, shorted something out, and if they got to go in there, folks, it's going to take 6 weeks. If they can alternate the flow of the magnets, they can probably just incinerate this scrap metal or whatever it is and get it going. But folks, let me put into focus something for your entertainment. Anytime there's a major space exploration, something goes wrong, folks. Anytime there is anything major going on, I believe it even included when they dropped the first bombs in the backyard in the desert before they dropped them in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. There were big problems like this constantly. They had to stop their updates and they had to go back, recheck, and do everything else. So if you ask me, folks, I say it was a terrorist attack. It was somebody that knew enough to know that this thing shouldn't be up and running. I know you think terrorist attack, you think of a bomb going off, you think of something going on some way or another, but think about it, folks. Think about what these guys were getting ready to do. They were getting ready to discover the particles and everything that give black matter its energy and open black holes and even inner dimensions. Shit like this, sorry folks, shit like this only happens usually in the space programs when they get ready to do something. Now, I know you're going to say, ooh, it's scrap metal. You and I don't know how big this fucking piece of metal was. We don't know the density. I don't know about you folks, but I was looking at a closed circuit of tubes of wires. Okay? How the hell does scrap metal get in there? Now, I'm not saying that it's not the official story. It probably is, but I'm just saying that this sort of shit generally happens before a big discovery occurs. I mean, it happened in the Apollo missions. Somebody said the reason the Challenger blew up was because somebody put a bomb or something on the space shuttle. I'll just go with it. I'm just talking what I heard. And because they took an Israeli with them and some other shit, and the cover story was, it was the panels. The panels need to be redone. Meanwhile, when it fell to Earth like it was cut in fucking half. Like somebody took a giant fucking laser beam from space and cut that fucker in half. Just saying. Before every big discovery and everything else, this sort of shit happens, folks. There's a reason for it. Now, nobody, thank God, got hurt. I don't know what kind of damage that would have done to anything. But here it is, folks. I would put this on a list of terror attacks, though. I honestly would. Somebody did this deliberately, and it's no coincidence, folks, that this happened the day or the week of their big discovery was going to happen. Somebody intentionally sabotaged, if not terrorized, their findings, and they held them back from doing it. That's exactly the truth.